Hi guys, welcome back to Spill a Tea. So today we are going to be learning about the LOC method, L-O-C. So if you would like to learn all about that, then just stay tuned.
Wake up, post up, round round in it, flossing on it, this diamond, my diamond.
Ooh, spill a tea. Handle and you, that's what it looks like. Okay, so the LOC method. Now this is also something that I learned more about once I went natural and was transitioning and things like that. So like I said before, it's L-O-C and it stands for liquid, oil, and cream. Now pretty much the LOC method is just it is a way to stop your hair from losing moisture. Pretty much just to get your hair to retain the moisture. And it's like layering. It's using, you know, different textured products and layering them on your hair at once in an effort to retain moisture in your cuticles and the strands of your hair. So, now how you do this sort of differs from person to person. And I know that's always so difficult to hear, you know, when you're transitioning or you're trying to learn things about your hair, and you know, when you're watching people do these things and it works for them, it might not work for you. That's the thing. Natural hair, you are really just sort of experimenting and seeing what works, because different hair types, different porosities, you know, different widths, like everything like that, like your hair is going to like something different than my hair, you know, like it's not going to respond exactly the same because we're different people. We got different heads. However, usually the LOC method and hair porosity go like hand in hand, because the way that you apply or the way that you use the LOC method really does determine on your hair's porosity. So as I was saying, there's different ways to apply the LOC method. So what you want to do, it seems pretty, you know, universal, like common knowledge, to go in with your liquid first. Your liquid, it can be a liquid leave-in conditioner, or it could be water. And water is just a natural moisturizer. So really you could never go wrong with water. Sorry, I had to fix my hair. But, you can never go wrong with water as your liquid. And then oil, you know, just you know, all the oils that we know about, jojoba oil, coconut oil, almond oil, grapeseed oil, argan oil, tea tree oil. Like, I mean, you know, the list of oils goes on and on. Peppermint oil, rosemary oil, you know, there's so many. And then your cream, I mean, that could be anything. Your cream, conditioner, just anything. Anything really. So it's pretty common knowledge to go in with your liquid first. However, the oil and the cream is what is most interchangeable, and that is what mostly has to do with your hair's porosity, because the liquid is what's going to get your cuticles to open. So that's the reason why it's usually applied first, because you want the liquid to sort of penetrate through your strands, through the cuticles of your hair. And then if you are to do LOC, so liquid oil cream, then you would apply your oil, and it kind of mixes with the liquid, but not much. It mostly coats the hair. And for low porosity hair, it could be good or bad, depending on where you are at on the spectrum of hair porosity, because there's not just one low, one medium, one high. You know, there can be different ranges. I know it's crazy, but there can be different ranges, and you actually can have different porosity types on one head of hair. So I know there's so many difficulties, but yeah, so you know, this part of your hair could be low, this part could be high, or your strand, you know, this part could be low, this part could be high. But yeah, so something that seems better for people with low porosity hair is to maybe skip one of the methods. Or I know I have low porosity hair, and if I do choose to use all three methods, then I do the LCO method. So liquid, cream, and oil. And I always use water as my liquid. And for my cream, I just use cream conditioners. So I don't really use liquid leave-in conditioners. I don't know, I just don't. Mine are always thicker, creamier. Right now I'm using the Shea Moisture mask. I don't have it with me to show it to you. But I'm using that. And then I would apply my oil. And as of right now, I am using argan oil. Sometimes that can be too much for low porosity hair, because you are layering products on, and low porosity hair, your cuticles are usually sealed tight. And once they do get opened, you know, they close right back up. So they're sealed tight again. So your cuticles could close, and then you're just layering product, you know, on top of your hair instead of penetrating your cuticles with it. So you're really just sitting product on your hair, and then you're actually just having product build up. You're not moisturizing your hair. So that is something that could happen with low porosity hair. So you might want to just skip a method. You know, you might want to just do a liquid cream or a liquid oil, which usually if I skip a method, I do liquid cream. Usually, or sometimes I'll just flip and flop or interchange. So you know, sometimes I'll do like I'll do a day liquid cream, and then do another day liquid oil, another day liquid cream, another day liquid oil, to sort of you know, balance things out, depending on how many times you moisturize your hair a week. I do it 4 to 7 days a week, and that's just the days. I usually do it morning and night. So yeah, as for high porosity hair, usually from what I've, you know, done my research on, usually you know, high porosity hair people will keep the 3 methods. And I mean, technically there's no best way to do it. You really just have to figure out what works best with your hair, because the products like the liquid and the oil and the cream, the liquid, like I said, opens up the cuticles, and then that cream or that oil that you apply next is going to mix in with that liquid, and it'll mix in with some of it, not with all of it, because some of that liquid your hair absorbed. So it'll mix in with that liquid, and then it'll make a coating on your hair. So it's it really just depends on what your hair likes. So it's really best to just experiment and just to test these things on your hair. Because yeah, so with your high porosity hair, you know, for your liquid, could still do water. Oils, you know, you're gonna wanna use your heavier oils like coconut oil. As for creams, you know, you can do thicker creams, butters, you know, shea butter, you know, things like that, that will, you know, coat the hair, you know, fill in the gaps, smooth down those cuticles and things like that, to really seal in the moisture so that you retain that moisture. One more thing that I actually almost left out, which is crazy, I don't know how. Oil is a sealant, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people will interchange the O and the O and the C to use the oil last, because it's a sealant. So what could happen is that you apply your oil on there, and it could just seal in dryness because your cuticles weren't opened maybe, or they weren't penetrated well, or the whatever moisture you tried to put on your hair, it didn't penetrate the cuticle. So and then you apply an oil on there, and it just seals in that dryness, which is really bad. You don't want that. You really don't want that. So people, a lot of people will try to use the oil last, you know, to make best efforts to moisturize the hair and penetrate the cuticles and to retain moisture. So, okay. So that is the LOC method. That's just like, you know, a little introduction to the LOC method. I really hope that you liked this video. I hope that it was helpful. You know, I hope that maybe someone learned something new. Maybe learned something about their hair. I would love to know if you experiment and, you know, try things out, you know, and let me know what kind of porosity you have, and what LOC method that you use, in the comments below. And if you do need to learn about hair porosity and how to figure out your hair porosity, I have a video on that as well. I'll link that in the description box. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was interesting. I hope you learned something. Yeah, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for new videos every week. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.